Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Karabi, along with my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Bill Quain. We are the professors who pay you back and co authors of Bankrupt You: How to Launch Your College Kid Without Losing Your Mind or Your Money. They got into college, but how can you be sure they'll know what to do when they get there? Getting into college was the goal. Now that they've made it, your real job begins. Preparing them not just to survive in college, but to thrive in it. What comes next involves setting them up for independence, resilience, and long-term success. Because you're not just raising a student, you're launching an independent adult. Remember, college is a launch pad, not a landing zone. The summer before freshman year is a crucial time for you to help your child transition from high school to college. Bill and I, the professors who pay you back, teach you and your child how to create a picture of what your child should look like in college and beyond. Believe us, the college already has a picture of how they see your kid, and it isn't pretty.
Hi, I'm Bill Quain, and I'm here working with Dr. Joe Karabi. Man, we are so privileged and happy to be part of this special time in your lives. I mean, for parents, man, this is really something. And the key word you're going to find in your life right now is change. Things are going to start changing really, really quickly. And you know what? They never come back. It's a magical time. It's a scary time. And you've worked so hard to get them accepted into a college and to figure out how you're going to pay for it, all that kind of stuff. And your kid's going to walk across that high school graduation stage, and there'll be the big celebration, and then all of a sudden you'll think, "Oh my God, what do we do now?" And this could be a great time. It could be a terrible time. We're going to help you make it a great time, because what you do with your kid this summer, and listen, you can take this workshop when your child's a sophomore or junior in high school, and you can take this workshop when your child's a junior or senior in college. That's okay. But we're focusing on a really special time here, and we hope we captured you here in the summertime between that time of graduation and leaving for school. It's magical, because this is a chance, a time when you're going to have a chance to just make a connection with your kid in a really meaningful way. You're scared and they're scared. And so this is a great time to be together. Now, listen, the key word here is change. Joe and I both sent off kids to college. Joe sent off 5. My wife, Jeannie, and I sent off, 2. So we know what you're going through. But the word is change here. Okay, change. Now, everything's going to change. Your relationship with your kid is going to change. Your feelings about college are really going to change, because when you figure out, as we're going to help you figure out, that colleges just aren't on your side. They're in a business for their own, and you're sending your kid off there, and they're not going to want you to have much contact with that kid in terms of things that are important. So you're going to have to get used to that. But we're going to show you how to even change that now. So we asked ChatGPT. We said, "Hey, GPT, tell us about change for parents who send their kids off to college." And ChatGPT said, you got to manage stress, you got to manage expectations, and you have to manage change. Now, Joe and I looked at that, and listen, like everything with ChatGPT, you take it, gives you a start. But we said to ourselves, wait a second, it's kind of the change is the culprit here. Stress is caused by not having the right expectations and not understanding change. So we're going to start with change, and we're going to tell you a lot about that. Now, see, here's change. Change is interesting, because a lot of people say, change, when I don't know change is coming, that's when it's tough. Yeah, maybe. But you know what is really tough is when you know change is coming, but you don't know what's going to happen and why it's going to happen. And that's what you're facing. I mean, you all know that this is going to have a lot of change for college. So here's the thing. We're going to teach you to manage expectations, because you're not going to we're going to tell you what some of the changes are going to be, but you're not going to understand them until it happens. So you got to set up your expectations ahead of time with your kid. All right. Now, remember the first part, manage your stress. The only way to manage stress is by managing your expectations. So listen, buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Joe and I, the professors that pay you back, we're professors, and we're spilling the beans, man. We're pulling back the cover on college, and we're going to show you what it is. And I got to tell you something. Way down in this workshop here, almost at the end, there's going to be something that's going to be so special. It's called the Art of the Start. You are going to love it. And I'm going to tell you something, just to make sure I have your attention. By the way, my wife bought me this on our honeymoon, and now every time I hear that sound, I have the urge to go run and do the dishes. So I wanted you to hear this sound, because you're going to hear this later on, actually twice, I think, later on in this workshop, just to bring your attention to that. Hey, we're with you, and we cannot wait to go on this journey with you. Take care. All right. Hey, listen, I just got finished doing that take, and the producer, who, by the way, Steve Trowler, is fantastic. If any of you decide to become professors that pay you back and start doing workshops, you got to come to these studios, STVP, here in Ocean City, New Jersey, and do this. But Steve said to me, Bill, you drifted right. So I decided to come right back on and tell you something I was probably going to tell you later on. I'm blind. So I do my very best to look at the camera. And hey, Steve, am I looking at the camera now?
All good.
All right, good. So Steve, would you put up a picture of me and Trudy, my guide dog, over my shoulder there? There's a picture of her and I running. She's actually trained to run with me, and it's really great. And so I love my guide dog, but just thought I'd explain why I was looking somewhere else. I wasn't disinterested or bored. I just couldn't see you. All right, so let's give you a tour through this workshop. Now, you've all been to college tours, right? I'm always impressed when the guys at those college tours can walk backwards as they're talking and tell you to come along like that. So, but I'm not going to be walking backwards, but Joe and I are going to give you a tour of what's coming up. So Joe is going to read you the 7 insider secret topics. I mean, this is really great, Joe. And then we're going to talk about the 2 ways we're going to wind this up.
Okay, well, as you said, Bill, there are 7 insider secrets, and I'm going to read them right here so I get them correct. Secret number 1, your kid's college is a business, a big business. Number 2, it's all about PowerPoints. Number 3, you can teach your kid to build PowerPoints, and we're not talking about slides. Number 4 is, you need the picture on the box. Number 5, you and your kid can build a personalized picture with AI. Number 6, spend the next 4 years building the puzzle. And number 7, create your own, and I'm going to put this in quotes, parent picture. And we're going to finish by speaking about the art of the start. You're going to be excited about the art of the start. And a little exercise for you. It's called the quote, so what did you expect exercise? And we're going to finish with that.
Joe, these are insider secrets, and we are the insiders. We've been on the inside for a long time, and we're pulling back the covers.
Remember, your kid just graduated from high school. You've got 3 months to establish that bond. This is the one last opportunity, quite possibly, to establish that bond that might just change his or her life.
Hey, we want to make one thing clear to everybody. This is not one of your typical get ready for college webinars or workshops. We're not talking, right, Joe, about there's socks, towels, and underwear.
We're not going to have a checklist on how many socks, underwear, and so on to pack.
Here's the thing about that. Your kid gets away and doesn't have enough of that either, you can buy them, but it's the things that you can't buy that Joe and I are talking about. Remember, we're on the inside, and we have something to tell you. Is a saying that we just love. Why don't you give it to him, Joe?
Yeah, I'm gonna read this because it comes from Tom Brady, legendary NFL quarterback. Bill,
he won a couple games, I think.
Yeah, one or two. So anyway, here's what he said. He said, "I didn't come this far to only come this far." At first, we thought it was from Yogi Berra, but in looking it up, it really was Tom Brady. And just think about what that means. You didn't come this far to only come this far.
You worked so hard to get here, but it's just beginning.